On tonight's show, 4 injured in a small plane crash, a water park owner is being charged with the death of a child, and googly eyes are being glued to statues. Stay tuned. Welcome to The Rundown. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Olivia Fasano.
I'm Brianna Benson. All day Wednesday into Thursday morning, Facebook and Instagram users have had no access to either of the social media outlets. They are blaming this massive outrage on a server configuration change which controls how traffic is routed and what happens to it within the system. With how large both of these networks are, it took a long time to determine what the actual cause of the problem was. But both companies assure the millions of users affected that everything is back to normal and there should be no more issues anytime soon. The state of New York has charged Paul Manafort, President Trump's former campaign chairman, with 16 crimes including mortgage fraud. The Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus R. Vance says this is all in an effort to ensure that he will face prison time, even if Trump pardons him for the federal crimes he was charged with months ago. As of now, he faces a combined sentence of more than 7 years for tax and bank fraud conspiracy.
Small plane crash on board.
Coming up, we have Tatiana with the update on a water park facility. Beto O'Rourke, the former Texas congressman, has jumped into the 2020 presidential race. O'Rourke vows to bring a positive campaign. He is expected to hold multiple campaign events over the next several days in Iowa.
There's one defamation lawsuit President Trump just can't shake. Summer Zephyros, a former contestant on The Apprentice, is among several women who accused Trump of sexual misconduct during the 2016 campaign. Despite Trump's legal team's best efforts to dismiss the case, Zephyros has continued moving forward. Now we welcome Tatiana Davis to discuss a water park fatality.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do-It-Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans, because love has no labels.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly, and you can too. Share your heart, share your love. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Number 3.
Take it 3.
I do.
Now we'll take a look at a small plane crash in Waterloo, Illinois.
We know the plane was heading to St. Louis. You can see the wreckage here behind me. We know at least 3 people were all on board. They were all family members. The grandfather was the pilot. There was a female passenger and a 4-year-old toddler. Everyone was taken to the hospital. We are still working to learn their condition. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office says a warning light came on in the plane before oil covered the windshield. The plane clipped a tree before nosediving and flipping into a ditch. It crashed just feet away from the home of Trin Dawes, a police officer who sprung into action and helped rescue the family.
I found a fire extinguisher laying right next to it, and myself and another gentleman that stopped, we broke the windows out, and that's when we heard a child crying.
Right now, Monroe County deputies are waiting for proper crews to come in to remove this wreckage. We'll, of course, keep you updated as we learn more about the family, including their condition. Reporting in Monroe County, Alyssa Toomey, News 4.
Now we welcome Tatiana Davis to discuss a water park fatality.
Hi, how are you?
Hello,
Hey,
Tatiana.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hey, thanks for being here. So, what is the name of the water park? Where is it located? And what exactly happened here?
So Schlitterbahn Water Park is located in Kansas City, Kansas. What exactly happened is a 10-year-old boy, his name is Caleb Schwab. He was decapitated while on a 17-story water ride. Yes. Caleb was on a raft that was airborne and slammed him into a metal pole. The metal pole was intended to keep riders from flying off the ride.
Has anyone been acquitted in this case?
So 2 Kansas Water Park workers were acquitted today. David Hughes and John Zalesman were found not guilty of obstruction of justice, but others have been charged, along with Schlitterbahn's owner, one of their owners, and the designer of the slide.
So, was anyone else injured in this process?
So 2 women were injured in this process, but minor injuries.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Tatiana.
Thank you so much for being here. After the break, Alyssa Sullivan gives us the latest on #MyFreedomDay. Stay tuned.
I see it!
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Emails reveal that ICE supervisors sometimes skip the required review of detention warrants. Federal immigration law requires that each warrant be signed by an authorized supervisor. Some immigration and custom enforcement officers within Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, among others, are using warrants that have been authorized by supervisors. CNN got the exclusive and say they reviewed internal emails and documents that showed that activity occurred often on evenings and weekends. Lawyers for immigrants say this opens the door to challenging arrests.
Let's go over to Jordan O'Rourke Coupe with the latest on the college admissions scandal and much more.
Thanks, Brianna. A couple of some well-known celebrities are caught up in a college admission scandal. Lori Loughlin from Full and Fuller House and Felicity Huffman of Desperate Housewives are among dozens of famous parents who are now facing federal charges. The scheme included either cheating on standardized tests or bribing college coaches and school officials to accept their children to a university. Laughlin's daughter Olivia Jade is suffering from this now that the big makeup company Sephora has cut all ties with her, and now her other brand names are at stake. The investigation still remains active. In other news, there's a Sopranos prequel movie in the works. The film, originally titled The Many Saints of Newark, has now been changed to just Newark. Fans are upset with the title, but are still excited to see the movie in September of 2020. Now, after the release of the documentary Leaving Neverland, highlighting alleged abuse from deceased star Michael Jackson, The Simpsons is pulling an episode dating back to 1991 that uses a voiceover from Jackson. They now think that it aided to his crimes. Both the producer and the showrunner stand by the victims. Back to you guys at the desk.
Now, Alyssa Sullivan will give you your World News Minute with the latest update on the Boeing 737 MAX 8 planes being grounded and #MyFreedomDay right after this.
Thanks, ladies, and welcome to this week's edition of World News Minute. Today, students are taking a stand and teaching the world about modern slavery using the hashtag #MyFreedomDay. Young people all over the globe are raising awareness about the realities of modern slavery while holding events in their local schools. Hundreds of schools have joined the movement, and some schools are even sharing stories of survivors, along with various theatrical performances. The students are banding together to empower their fellow young people to make social change. And next up, Ethiopia's recent plane crash has opened the eyes of consumer and countries alike after mechanical issues in the plane were discovered. The airline's Boeing 737 MAX 8 crashed on Sunday, and President Trump has recently grounded all the Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 planes in the U.S. after the tragic events. The decision was made at Wednesday's Federal Executive Council meeting, but there is no end date for the move. The move from the U.S. has followed those of the EASA and Canada, among dozens of others. Investigators reported that no bodies have been found, but 157 people were killed. That's all for this week's World News Minute. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Yeah, that's me.
Coming up after the break, Bobby gives us the update on those free agency trades.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
Be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi. You mean you were driving? Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
A Bible said to have been signed by President Trump has sold on eBay for $325. According to the listings, the book has been described as a mini Bible that was signed by Trump at one of his rallies in 2016. before taking his oath into office. eBay's listing claimed it would be sold with a certificate ensuring its authenticity. Rick Harrison, owner of world-famous gold and silver pawn shop, says that the item could bring in as much as $4,000 with the right paperwork. Now, let's go with Bobby with the latest news on free agency trades in the NFL and much more.
Free agency trades in the NFL started this week, and there's already been a handful of big trades. The most surprising being Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. being traded to the Browns. In return, the Giants receive a first and second round pick, as well as safety Jabril Peppers. Nick Foles has been picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars for $88 million and gave a heartfelt thank you to Philadelphia after being a key player in winning the franchise's first Super Bowl. In response, the Jaguars parted ways with their quarterback Blake Bortles to make room for the Super Bowl MVP. The Le'Veon Bell saga has finally reached its end. The running back agreed to a 4-year, $52.5 million contract with the Jets. That's all for sports. Now back to Olivia at the desk.
Up next, we have DJ bringing us this week's weather.
Good afternoon. Tonight's forecast will be an occasional shower of 53 degrees. Now let's head to the 5-day forecast. Friday, we're expected 65 degrees high and thunderstorms, so please be sure to bring your umbrella and your rain jacket out. Low at 42 degrees. Saturday, it will be partly cloudy but some sun, the high at 49 degrees and the low at 30 degrees. Sunday, it'll be sunny, bring out those sunglasses, high of 45 degrees and 29 degrees low. Monday, mostly sunny, 47 degrees high and 27 degrees low. Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny and 45 degrees high and 28 degrees low. Enjoy this weather. Have a great day.
As you can see, there was a beautiful day today. The weather was nice and shiny. The sun was out. Definitely didn't need a coat. And there's more of this weather to come.
After the break, we'll get into all of the news that matters at Rowan University.
We are neighbors and best friends.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Our family is no less than any other family.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Rowan is presenting a symposium about yoga and mindfulness for educators teaching kindergarten through 12th grade, as well as nurses, coaches, and counselors. The event is to help empower school staff, improve classroom management and motivation, and to help reduce bullying in schools. The Rowan Pre-Health Society will be hosting its first event charity gala for the Cooper Rowan Clinic on March 30th at 6 p.m. All proceeds from the event will go to the Cooper Rowan Clinic, a free medical student-run clinic that serves Camden. The event will be held in the Student Center Ballroom. Tickets for the gala can be purchased at the Student Center Information Desk or Venmo.
Here is Tatiana Davis to discuss a nursing mother's room that is coming to Rowan University.
Hi,
Hello.
Tatiana.
Hi. So where is the nursing room located?
So the nursing women's room is located inside of the Women's Center that is at the Social Justice Inclusion Office.
And can you tell us what the purpose of providing the services?
So the purpose of providing the service is to offer some privacy for mothers that have to pump, and it also gives them like a warm and comforting experience, like just for themselves or if they happen to bring their children to work that day.
So what other amenities will the nursing mother's room provide?
So the mother's room will also provide a refrigerator, but the women, they're encouraged to bring their own storage and pumping materials.
And for moms that want to go, do they have to reserve a time to come to the room?
Yes, they do have to reserve a time to go to the room. They can contact Joanne Murphy, and she'll help them with all their needs.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Tatiana.
Thank you.
In commemoration of the 25th anniversary of the Rwanda genocide, the Rowan Center for Holocaust and Genocide Studies and Africana Studies are screening and discussing Kinyarwanda on April 3rd from 7 to 8 p.m.
Later on, the temperatures are finally rising as DJ gives us an update on weather.
Here's Jordan with a look at who will be speaking at Rowan's commencement.
Thanks, Olivia. With the 2019 commencement ceremony, graduating seniors have eagerly been awaiting who will be addressing them on their big day. Last year, we were lucky enough to have Super Bowl champion and Glassboro native Corey Clement. This year, the university will have hip-hop abs and insanity workout creator Sean T., who is a Rowan graduate. And Rowan University has officially been ranked number 3 in the state for job seekers. This is an amazing accomplishment for the college because it means that they are some of the best in preparing their students for good careers, along with a great education. They're also bringing their students great food. Los Calas Fire opened up earlier this week on the Rowan Boulevard, and they're offering amazing pizza deals for students. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Jordan. Today, I got a chance to sit with Allison Pierce, the Assistant Director of Health on Campus Initiatives. Hello, I am Brianna, and I am here with Allison Pierce. Allison, thank you so much for being here.
Sure, no worries.
Yeah, she is the Assistant Director for Healthy Campus Initiatives, and she has had the honor to answer questions about her stress and anxiety student support duo group. So, Allison, I have some questions for you.
Sounds good.
So, when did you start doing this support group, and how long does it last?
Sure. So our Stress and Anxiety Student Support Group, we call it SAS for short. So the group itself lasts about an hour. It's on Mondays at 2 o'clock. And we started doing this group in probably 2012. So we began doing it, kind of seeing that there were a lot of students that were experiencing stress and anxiety. And while they always have access to counseling services, sometimes it's more supportive to have kind of your peers talking to you. Sometimes you don't necessarily need a counselor. You just sort of need a buddy. You know, so that was kind of the impetus for beginning this group.
All right, now another one. So can you give me some more information on how this group process operates and how it's put together?
Sure. So it's entirely student run. So it's run by 2 of our undergraduate interns, and those individuals kind of rotate every semester. So it's completely drop-in, it's free, it's non-clinical. So students who are interested in participating can come into the Wellness Center, and they're invited into what's called our training room, where we just kind of have an open discussion about what is bothering people that day. You know, it's really clear that it's a student support group, that it's not a clinical counseling group. And so students are able to drop in as often as they would like. You know, so we have some that come every week throughout the course of the semester, and some that come kind of sporadically.
Okay, that is great. So is there possibly maybe any kind of common problem that a lot of kids come with? Like what are the main things that a lot of college students today have a lot of stress and anxiety over?
Sure. So I was actually asking one of the students that runs the group earlier today kind of what a lot of those conversations have been in the past semester. A lot of them are academic concerns. Either I'm not sure how to work with the others in my class, or I'm not understanding the class material, or is this the right major for me? And they also do a lot of things on relationships. So kind of how do you get along with your significant other, or how do you get along with your roommate, your friend, your family, etc. So kind of academics and relationships are sort of the two big ones.
Okay. So is there maybe a common group that this support group attracts? So for example, is this maybe something that a lot of transfer students are more likely to have this thing appeal to? Is this something that a lot of freshmen at this college are more likely to attend because it's like their first year here? So.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So it seems like the first 6 weeks or so, we tend to get a lot of first-year students. And then as the semester progresses, we tend to get more upperclassmen. So it seems, that it tends to be more upperclassmen students that are coming kind of on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. You have graduation, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Sure, yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I hear the phrase, everyone already made their friends a lot, and kind of intellectually we know that we make friends throughout our life. But it's difficult when you see that everybody else is kind of already involved in things.
All right, and lastly, do you have any tips on how one can deal with stress?
Sure. I mean, there's all kinds of different things we can do. I mean, attending the stress and anxiety group, attending Chill and Chat, which is another group that we have on Fridays at 11. And being able to kind of find what your thing is, what's your thing that you do when life gets stressful, and that might be different for everybody.
Okay, thank you so much. Those are all the questions I have. Once again, I am Brianna. This is Allison. Thank you so much for being here.
Great, thank you.
Now let's go to Bobby with the latest news on Rowan's women's lacrosse team, Rowan's baseball team, and much more.
Rowan's women's lacrosse team couldn't outlast St. Mary's College on Wednesday, losing 18-17, bringing them to 2-2 so far this season. Midfielder Kate Bartholomew scored 6 goals with 2 assists. Midfielder Caitlin Kachmar scored 3 goals. And attack Lucy Gusio had 4 goals. Rowan's baseball met with Stevenson University on Monday afternoon and walked away with a 3-2 win, bringing their record to 2-0. Rowan basketball guard Nick DePerzia has been selected to play in the Reese's Division College All-Star Game this Saturday in Fort Wayne. DePerzia was the Prof's leading scorer and also the first to reach 97 three-pointers, even breaking the school's record for threes in one game with 9. That's all for the Rowan Sports. Now back to Olivia at the desk.
Thank you, Bobby. Now let's head over to DeJay for your weekend weather report.
Good afternoon. Tonight's forecast will be an occasional shower of 53 degrees. Now let's head to the 5-day forecast. Friday, we're expected 65 degrees high and thunderstorms, so please be sure to bring your umbrella and your rain jacket out. Low at 42 degrees. Saturday, it will be partly cloudy but some sun, the high at 49 degrees and the low at 30 degrees. Sunday, it'll be sunny, bring out those sunglasses, high of 45 degrees and 29 degrees low. Monday, mostly sunny, 47 degrees high and 27 degrees low. Tuesday, it'll be mostly sunny and 45 degrees high and 28 degrees low. Enjoy this weather. Have a great day.
As you can see, today was a beautiful day. There were people without jackets, the sunshades were out, and we're lucky to have some more of this weather coming in. How did you guys enjoy this weather?
I loved it today. It was great to experience some, 70-degree weather finally.
Exactly. I didn't have to wear a big, hefty coat feeling like a marshmallow.
All right, thank you. That's all we have for tonight. I'm Olivia Fasana.
I'm Brianna Benson.
Thank you, you got us out, Olivia.